Welcome, adventurers, to another Outback Wilderness Survival episode. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the illustrious Survival Outback, where you survive in the wilderness so you can do survival. Now, first things first. Survival pro tip number 1. When faced with a real-life grizzly bear, you get your kangaroo, which is this. Now, survival lesson number 1. This may look like an assault rifle, the M16 variant, but no, this is actually a full-grown kangaroo. You can see it because of the barrel and the trigger, which all kangaroos have. You get your kangaroo to fend off the bear. Give it some good old Australian justice. Or if you're more a man, you're gonna wanna take your koala stabber and you're gonna wanna throw it into him and watch as his arms violate the laws of physics. Now, dude, sorry, my Australian was getting out of hand. Now, another survival pro tip. To face a bear like a real man, you're gonna want to grab your atomic boomerang. You're going to want to attach a button to that boomerang, but first, you're going to want to make that button real small. You're going to want to make it acceptable Outback Wilderness survival size. There we go. Now that's appropriate Outback Wilderness survival size. Or roughly the size of your phallus. Now, you're going to want to attach some cables to your survival Outback. And my eyeball itches. And you're going to want the Outback Wilderness cable to be indestructible. Next, you're gonna want to say this under atomic koala for your proper Outback needs. Here we go. Now that's a proper koala. Now, survival Outback lesson tip number 2. What's this to the right of you? That is actually one of the Fiat American M1 Abrams tank. To counter this measure with some good old Australia, you're going to want to you're going to want to throw your boomerang at it. Notice how the American tank recoils back in fear. I'm so scared! I'm so scared! I'm so scared! I'm so scared! See, notice how it's saying how scared it is. Alright, that's some pretty good survival pro tips. Let's take a look at some more. But let's focus on the savannah region, where you'll find the wild car out in the open. Look at how defenseless it is. Out in the open, against the elements. Now, the true proper survival guide will tell you that cars don't live in the wild. That's where they're wrong. Oops. have killed the car. That's where they're wrong. You see, cars are naturally grown on car trees. But once they stop growing, they hop off the car tree into the wilderness. Now, the car has many natural predators, which includes the bus, and the truck, and the wanky danky tanky clanky, all of which have a natural predator of the fabled car. Now, what the car can use against this is another atomic koala. Contrary to popular belief, atomic koalas are genetically bred. They are not found in the wild. The closest you can get to atomic koalas are the portable koalas. These portable koalas, they grow on everything. They grow on small bacteria feasting on the koala trees. The atomic koala is just a byproduct of genetic engineering. Now we just toss it to the side. We got our lanky bear from the survival. And we're gonna chuck a firework at it. Oh no, oh no. That wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen either. Now, another pro tip is to get our bear pit. That way, if the bear ever comes wandering in your home, you'll have a bear pit to fend off the bear. Notice how he can't get over the spike pit unless he jumps over it. Now, another trick to fighting off those pesky bears, that's a bear right there, is to grab the fabled didgeridoo. This right here is a full-grown didgeridoo. Notice how it automatically attacks the bear. And notice how the bear is having a seizure as a result. He is deteriorating. Now, if your didgeridoo gets out of control, you can take a wild black mamba. And that black mamba will go ham on that didgeridoo. Now we throw our black mamba away. Now some good old Australian justice ought to take care of this next bear. Look at this Australian justice. Look at how Australian it is. Notice how the bear's head seems to have blown off. Oh my god. Now, notice how his leg is gone floppy. Now, if we take this Australian justice and we keep firing it, it'll make a centrifuge. A spinning Australian justice. I'll just get rid of everything. Australian justice tip number 2. This is a baby Australian justice. We don't want this. we want this. To grow your baby Australian Justice, you're going to need a seedling, of course. Here's the first stage of the seedling. Here's the second stage of the seedling. Here's the third. Here's the fourth. Hold on. I'm getting reports that this is an Australian Justice. It is in fact an amalgam of Australian Justice and American Burgers or something, I don't know. Anyways, this is the real Australian Justice Spratling. You're going to notice as your Australian Justice grows, it gets bigger. But eventually, whenever you let it grow to big enough sizes, you'll get to this good old Australian Justice. Whoopsies. Now, here's another Australian pro tip. We take our industrial generator, freeze it in place, make it destructible, turn that bad boy on, get yourself a laser turret, like a true Australian. You just move it over here, and some. Freeze it in place. Disable the collision. Disable the collision once more. Then you get your Australia pointer. It points at the nearest Australia. Now, all we want to do is make it destructible. Make weightless. Disable collision. Attach a fat sausage to your generator. There you have. Hold on. And there you have hold on. And there you have your sausage or saucy maker for the true Australian. Observe as this Australian Justice tears through this wild, ferocious bear. Come on. Okay, hold on. What's up with this? Quite odd. Oh, I see the problem. You're gonna want your Australia laser. You're gonna wanna put it right there. Look at how amazing. Hold on. Australia. Alright. Now that's a proper Australia laser. If I've seen one. Notice how he becomes Australian in the process. Now, another survival pro tip for the true Australian. Now, this one's going to be a tad bit complicated, but you put your left foot in, you take your right foot out. I mean, even though I got it wrong, that's how Australian it is. You put your left foot in, you take your left foot out. You put your left foot in, right back again. But then, here comes the tricky part. You shake it all about. That's how. Yep. Now that's a true Australian mystery of the survival. That's a true survival tactic used by the pros. Steve Irwin and all. Now, there's so much to do, is what you must be saying to yourself, until you see the true pro-Australian machine. It's the fine work of Australian mechanism. I call it the Australianator, because it's Australian. It's fine, it's meticulous, perfect survival gear. Now, another true Australian outback wilderness survival technique. When faced with the possibility of great danger, for example, take a look at all of these bears. Notice how they're outnumbering you. Like 50 to 1. That's why my all-new survival tactic gear kit comes with all you need to ensure your survival in the outback. For example, this thermonuclear koala. You just set this bad boy off, and it's laughing. Once again, fine Australian arts. Fine Australian, space magic. Notice how this koala only goes at 350,000 miles per second. That's because that koala's carrying a heavier load. Now, another true Australian survival technique. When faced with great danger, you're gonna need a way to go to space. Australia space. Now, in order to go to Australia space, you will first need your space missile. Space missiles are rare nowadays because of the economy, but you know. Now, you take your space missile and you litter it, and you've got yourself a trip to the moon. Or Jupiter, which is just Australia too. Look at that moon landing. That's a true moon landing. Now, let's say you're in the wet swamp and you've got 3 crockies coming after you. That's where the boat comes in. Hold on. By detaching your head and strapping it on to my survival gear kit boat. Stupid guy just won't cooperate. You yourself can ascend the mortal plane and become a boat. One thing that can help really well with the boat is a gyro stabilizer. Now, what's a gyro stabilizer? You must be asking. Well, I'll show you. That is a gyro stabilizer. Comes with all your necessary needs. It can even keep you in the air, like a true Outback survivalist. Get a load of this guy. He won't tilt, 'cause he's got a gyro stabilizer. Now we just save this as the person boat. Then we figure out how to do the machine gun again. Yeah, alright. Now, here's some true Outback Wilderness Australia testing. Let's say you've got a zombie on your tail. Your Australian tail. From Australia. I don't know what to do then. That's kind of a you problem. It's not that doesn't deal with me. But what I'm doing right now is I'm testing this zombie virus. Notice how he has no blood. Or he does, I guess. Let's inject the blood of this man into this guy and give him Australiatitis C. Notice how, since this guy's got Australiatitis C, this man has contracted Australiatitis C. That's why you don't want to interact with the zombies, or else you'll get Australiatitis Z. I mean C. I better use needlewood. No? I guess not. Give me your blood. And let's take your blood too. Come on. I did not mean to do that. I've switched their blood. Uh-oh. This guy's got a gun. And I didn't give it to him. Please, please do note that I did not give him the gun. But, uh-oh. This guy's got a gun. And he's angry. I need free healthcare. What do you do in the presence of a bear with a gun? Come on, here we go. You do absolutely nothing. Except for pull out your koala. Uh-oh! Koala! Anyways, that's all for now. See you Australian survivors later.